crashed, but we're going to take it back up. We're going to try to get at it again. Give everybody a chance to find me. I apologize for that. I may have to change my walking path as maintaining the signal can become difficult. Solar Ropo, I'm coming to you up here from Maryland. It is now 3:58 in the morning, people. We're talking about the purpose of money this morning. We're talking about how money is supposed to be used, what we do with it. Let's get up this morning. Let's get going. Let's put our bodies and our brains to work. Let's start the day with diligence and determination. Let's not wait. Let's not wait to take action. Let's not wait for the day to greet us. Let us greet the day. Good morning, and as always, as you check in, make sure you let me know where you're checking in from, what time of day it is where you are. As always, I'm here to help with determination, destiny, and discipline. We're talking about money this morning. We're taking on some serious money matters and how money works. Whether or not money is serving you or you're serving money. If you don't have it figured out on what to do, how to do it, and when to do it, you're going to find yourself left behind quite often. But this morning, I'm letting you know. And the reason we know you can do it, the reason I am sure you can do it is because I'm doing it myself. It's an understanding and a work that we need to be committed to. When we're talking about the purpose of money, people, do you really know what the purpose of money is? Have you taken your time to learn what money does, how it works for you? This morning, we're going to cover that. First and foremost, we need to understand money was designed by the leaders of nations specifically for us to be able to build, invest, and own. It's how nations decided they were going to expand. Prior to there being money and being currency, there was a bartering system, there was trust, there was the way we communicated with each other as individuals. But as we grew, as we continued to make moves, nations needed to develop a way to have a standardized, scalable way of growing. Because when all you have is a barter system and reputation and trust, it only goes as far as you can go. But when you start to stamp money, one of the first things that happened as they started to mint money is what they used it for was to pay the armies. They would pay the armies with coins minted or stamped with the king's name or the king's image on it. Because everywhere they went with that money, and they were able to exchange it. So if it was a bronze coin, copper coin, gold coin, didn't matter. If it was stamped with the seal of their leader, anywhere someone accepted that coin, that leader became the ruler of that place. Because if my money is good there, I own there. And that is how many nations started to expand, simply by saying, you do not have a standardized form of currency. You do not have a way of promoting trade over distances and space. You're doing bartering. And so there's nothing, like you don't have any support or anything behind you. But this coin that I give you with this seal on it says that my nation, my army, my country now has a standardized way to trade with you. And I can put with the value on this whatever I want. So I can tell you one of these is worth 5 chickens or 15. But because I have this army, I have these coins, and I bring them and you accept them, I can now take ownership in this space. This is how currency grew and helped nations grow. It is nighttime in America. Making money, above all else, is about buying your freedom and time back. It's not difficult to make money. It is good to make money, and it does help with getting your freedom back. What we need to understand, and it looks like we have in just a second, I'm gonna read something else. In many historical contexts, wealth was measured in terms of land, livestock, or social capital rather than physical currency. Right, but look at those times when it was measured in that. And the times when it was measured in that, it's because it accounted for so much of anything else, right? So if you had a lot of land, but there was nothing on that land didn't have any value. But you had livestock, like you said, you had cattle, you have hands, you have people to work it. And what you did is you would grow that, but you were only valuable or wealthy in your space. Currency had to be created to do endeavors like build the pyramids. It wasn't all through slave labor and driving people. It's because there was a form of currency created that they could spread to neighboring nations and have them provide them with resources like workers or materials or passage. That's currency. Currency is designed to build, invest, and own. If you don't remember anything else about this walk and talk this morning, remember bio. Build, invest, own. That is the purpose of currency. There is a exchange for currency, right? Believe it's called Forex. They trade money back and forth. That's because money in the hands of an individual can only be traded like trading cards. It's like baseball cards or top cards. It has value in as much as someone sitting across from you says they're willing to accept the value. If they tell you that this rupee is only worth 37 American cents and you refuse to sell it, then you need to move to someone else. But there's a collective that says it's only worth 37 American cents, then that's what it's worth. So what is the purpose of this currency? It's to build, invest, and own. One, we work not because we have to. We work because it is what living is. Before there was a paycheck, before there was anything else, you got up and you went to work because that's what life was. You worked, your hands were used, your brains were used. I don't care if you're building a barn or, or sowing a seed, we went to work. Work is what we do. It's why children sit around the house with so many screens, devices, friends, access to so many distractions, and they still say they're bored because they're not working, they're not building anything, they're not making anything, and their body, their brains are frustrated. And they want to be working, they want to be building, they want to be growing. And in order to be able to do that, we need to understand that it's a part of who we are. Thank you for being here, Carl. Thank you, good fella. Thanks for checking in. Everyone, as you check in, as always, please let me know where you're checking in from. Let me know what time of day it is where you are. The importance of being able to understand and identify the purpose of money is to build, invest, and own, is so that we stop wasting our time, exchanging our time for money, and then using that money to consume. Trust me, when you understand that the purpose of money is to build a foundation, invest in your future, and own your legacy, you change your life. We're not talking about, oh, well, I own a house. No, you don't. You're renting a house. You're renting it for a long time, probably forever, but you don't own it. That's the purpose. Do you understand the purpose of a nation creating currency and establishing boundaries is so that even when you personally purchase something, it's still not yours. You still have to pay taxes on it. You have to pay taxes on it when you buy it. You have to pay taxes on it when you sell it. God forbid you die and you're still living in it. Your family's going to have to pay taxes on it. And then they're going to have to pay taxes because you decided to die. Like, who said it was okay for you to do that? Not the government. So, what is this letting us know? It's letting us know that this currency that this nation holds and it puts out, and I mean over again, they print it back to back. And they're printing so much money and they're putting it out in this way because we're sitting here and we're consuming it. We're sitting here, we're taking it in, and we're helping them to build their nation. We are investing in their future, and we are giving them ownership of our legacy. You have to start to figure these things out. The lowest form of labor, the lowest way to make money is to exchange your time for it. When we learn that our money that we exchange our time for has to go to work for us, and we learn to use this money to build systems, invest in the future, and own our legacy, we figure out that we can't do it as individuals. There is nothing in your hands that is considered an asset. Zero things that you own are considered an asset. I don't care what your financial advisors are telling you. I don't care what any of your professionals are telling you. They are all temporary. You are just holding them for this nation. You are holding them for the next generation of business owners, corporations, and large families and banks to take back from you. If you've heard of the term of the wealthy creating their own banks, the process of creating your own bank through life insurance and large sums of money is so that you start to own your life. You own your legacy. So what does it look like? Let's take a look at what it looks like. It looks like this. You go out into life. You go out into the world. You give people your time. They give you money. You turn around, you take that money, and you go into somebody else's business or organization, and you give them that hard-earned money in exchange for a sandwich or something similar. When you give it to them, you also give the state taxes. When you first get that money, the state and the government takes taxes. You got $30, we're gonna need 15. What? Are you kidding me? Yes. You bought a hamburger, you spent $2, throw us a dime. What? Are you kidding me? No, it's not a joke. And because we are not reticent and we're not aware that we're being taken in this way, we say, oh man, it's just life. It's just what's happening. But see, in order for a nation to grow this way, in order for nations to be able to do this, they had to put something in place that allowed for the structure to be maintained and sustained. Business. Everything. Look at any person who is wealthy. Find their businesses. Oh, they'll build them, sell them, build another one, sell them. Build quite a few. Stop building all of a sudden and decide, I'm just going to invest in other people's businesses until I own them. So I don't have to build them anymore. I'm buying them and then selling them and then continuing to allow my wealth and my money to grow. Purpose of currency is to build, invest, and own. You do that through a business. You don't do it through your name. You don't own your house. No, You're in it. They're telling you you own it. They just came up with a 50-year mortgage. Are you kidding me? You don't own that house. You didn't even own it when you thought you bought it. Still got to pay taxes on it. You're still paying to maintain it. You're still using it to borrow against it. You're just holding it for the bank. The bank knows. They're like, man, we're going to get this back from you. Here's the crazy part. The bank isn't even the one who loaned you the money for the house. The money came directly from the government. The bank is just managing the funds. We understand that, right? When you buy a house, you're not borrowing money from the bank. You're borrowing money from the government. The institutions just manage the loans. And then they call you and say, give us our money back. It's like, it's not your money. Yo, leave me alone. People, the understanding of currency. You want to truly be safe? You want to make the most of yourself, most of your money? Put it into a business. Allow for your business to grow. And understand, with the growth of your business, you're seeing a growth of your legacy. We're going to all pass, but this business, this legacy can live on. It can go on for generations. It can continue to grow. So every generation of your family doesn't have to start from the same place. Every generation of your family doesn't have to begin at ground level. We're able to build. We're able to create, to invest and own. And that is going to be what we're looking for, people. That's the way that we're going to be able to find our future. But you have to understand that that's the purpose of money. We're not going to get there spending our money on frivolous things. If we're all consumers and we're not creating anything and we're not building anything, then we'll continue to just consume. But that consuming that we do is funding and building someone else's life. Just take some time, take some thought. It takes some energy. It takes understanding that with discipline and delayed gratification, you're learning how to get to where you want to be. If we're sitting around and we're complaining about how others live, what other people are doing, what the wealthy are doing, and we have all of these concerns, it's because in large part, we don't understand the part that we play in it. We don't understand how much we're giving up. Good morning, Mr. Tahoe. There you go. Sitting on my hands, investing so tough. Man, keep investing. You know it always comes back around. Good morning. Welcome in. That's what we're talking about this morning, Mr. Tahoe. The talk this morning is that people don't understand the purpose of money is not to buy things. Money was created to build. Money was created to create nations, to fund infrastructure, to expand, grow, and conquer. That was the purpose of currency. It wasn't created to trade. They didn't create currency. They didn't create gold coins to trade for silver coins. That makes no sense. They created gold coins to buy the mines where they minted or where they pulled out the silver, where they mined the silver, and then take over the nation. It's happening to this day. It happens in different ways, but we have to understand there's an old line that says, follow the money. Follow the money. When you start to follow the money, you start to see, man, like this ain't the person. I thought it was this person, but when I follow the money, there's so many other people who are making money because they understand that the purpose of their money is to make more money. What do we have there? 2 for food. Money for food? You can get food without money. Astronauts can look down at the earth, and they'll never see commerce. When we think about it, guys, let's just take a moment and think about it. The purpose of money is to make more of itself, is to multiply it. That's why we print more of it. That's why we put more out there. Money used to be based on gold. Hey, we got a lot of gold. We can cover the cost of our money with this gold. Then it was basically to the point, man, we buy so much stuff. What y'all gonna do if, listen, this nation currently, when we talk about tariffs and we talk about trade embargoes and all types of things that are happening around the world, do you understand that the things that Trump threatens has nothing to do with tariffs? It has to do with the fact, if we as a nation stop buying your stuff, you're going to struggle. You are going to have a hard time. If the United States said, we ain't working with you no more, it makes it difficult for the nation. Why? Currency. There are warring currencies that are trying to build and establish the infrastructure and expand and grow their nations. But we consume so much of what's produced on the planet that it doesn't matter anymore whether or not we make anything, because we consume from everywhere else in the world. So if anybody in the world comes to the United States and says, yo, you need to pay me back, United States say, bet, we'll pay you back. We're gonna pay you. How much we owe you? How much we owe you? We owe you what? 50 trillion? You got it. Here your 50 trillion. Kick rocks. We're gonna get our wood from somewhere else. We're gonna get our corn and our rice from somewhere else. We're gonna get our meal and our materials from somewhere else. Somebody look up the numbers of how much wood the United States imports from Canada every year. We import, see, everybody thinks all of our livestock is in Texas. We import cows, meat, wood. We import a lot of things from Canada. See how much money a year goes into Canada because they're our neighbors and we consume at a high rate. Now, we're not gonna stop consuming, but if Canada says, hey man, we want our money, we say, bet, we're gonna pay you, but we ain't gonna shop here no more. We're not coming back anymore. Canada be like, oh, okay, you know what? No, it's good, it's good. Can't I just get some of it though? Can I get a few dollars? This is what I'm talking about, that the invention of currency was to create a scalable standard that allowed for nations to expand and grow. 24 to 30% of total US softwood consumption, valued in the billions annually, about 11.1 billion in 2024. That's 11.1 billion in just wood from Canada. Canada gonna say, man, pay us? Got you. We're gonna get this 11.1 billion from somewhere else. Who else is buying this much wood from you, Canada? Why is this relevant? It's relevant, people, because there's this belief that we're supposed to be taking our money out and buying things. No, put your money to work and then let the money that your money makes buy things. So the United States did. Why do you think? Okay, all right, look. After the banking collapses, right? After the housing collapses, what did they do? Mr. Tahoe, tell them what they did. Tell them what they did after all of the banks said, my bad, we messed up everybody's money. What did the president do? Gave everybody money. The US imports the vast majority of its maple syrup from Canada, with 2023 figures showing the US importing about $279 million for 40.3 million kilograms of the product, entirely from Canada. So we're now up to what, $11.3 billion? Bailed them out. We bailed out the banks. And then what do? We wrote checks to all the Americans. Oh, here's your stimulus check. Was that under Bill or Obama? Who sent out the stimulus checks? That was under Bush Jr.? Here's your stimulus checks. We don't want you. What did you think they stimulated? The economy. They sent their consumers back out to buy things. Our economy cannot stall. We can't stall our economy. So what do? We need to put this money in the hands of the people so they go out and start spending money. If they're spending money, businesses are growing, businesses are building, businesses are making things, and we're continuing to trade. We have to be growing. We cannot stand still. We must be moving forward. Biden did the stimulus. And then, up under good old Trump, term one, what did Trump drop on us? COVID checks. Man, listen, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I misplayed the COVID check game. I found out some things about the COVID checks afterwards that I wish I would have known to start. I got family members who found out they were giving out COVID checks to businesses who just sent the email and said, hey, my business lost money, and this is how much we made. And they were like, boop, there's $1,000, take that. For the people who filled out, I'm talking about people with no job who were filling out paperwork that said, I lost my job and I was making $180,000 a year and I need you to pay me 80% of what I was making. You didn't have a job. COVID checks. Then what blew up? Robinhood. Why? The government doesn't care about giving you money because they know you're going to give it back. They just need the public to be confident enough to spend the money. 30-some billion in Ukraine, 300 billion in Israel, another 5 trillion to other countries. We don't care. What is that? Like, that's literally, they're sending old guns to countries. They're like, yeah, man, so these old guns that we're sending to you, yeah, these guns are $16,000 each. Bullets are $525. Yeah, this Jeep that we're sending to you, this is a combat-ready Jeep. It's top of the line. This Jeep costs $275,000. This tank, $7.5 million. So we look at these numbers and we say, oh, they're sending billions of dollars. They're not sending money. They're not sending actual money. They're keeping the war machine in the United States going. I just told you earlier, the purpose of currency was created to fund militaries to go out into other nations. And if you accept my money in your nation, I rule in your nation. A dollar goes further in Mexico than a peso does. What does that mean? That means we own Mexico. If you walk somewhere in Mexico and they tell you that 30 pesos, which I don't know what the current exchange rate is for a dollar and a peso, but if you go to Mexico and you travel and you go into a restaurant and they tell you something is supposed to cost 30 pesos, which is equivalent to $5 American, and then you give them 3 actual American dollars and they give you more, my money means more. My currency has greater value. I get it, we're in Mexico, but we own you. What are you gonna do? Really? So one of the things that we have to keep in mind as we're having this conversation this morning, guys, and the whole reason I'm bringing it up is because we need to understand that the purpose of money is to build, invest, and own. We go out and we work to get this money, and then we immediately turn around and we give it right back. It doesn't matter if we're paying our bills. We've been convinced you gotta pay your bills. Ooh, if you don't pay your bills, what's gonna happen if you don't pay your bills? Stop running up bills. Then we turn around, oh, I gotta eat out. Man, I need these new socks. Man, I can't wait to go here. I can't wait to do that. And then we take that currency and we put it right back into the pockets of the people who we've just been working for. And then we wonder why 30, 45 years later, oh man, I got a 401k. A 401k is a highfalutin freaking savings account. Do you know the laws on a 401k? Do you understand that you can pass your 401k and your Roth over to your descendants, but now there's a limit on how long they can keep it before they have to empty it? Dollars worth 55 cents in pesos. Or 55 cents, or $55, or 55 cents American equals 1 peso. Philippine peso, 58 cents to 1 US dollar. Roughly meaning for every dollar, you can get 2 of their pesos, 2 to 1. But if you can get 2 to 1, go there, go to the Philippines, go to Mexico. Let them show you something. Say, how much is it? They say it's $10. They say it's 10 pesos. Okay, that should cost me $5. Give them $3. They'll be like, we'll take it. Offer them the 10 pesos or 3 American dollars. See which one they take. They ain't gotta pay no exchange. They ain't gotta pay no taxes. This money is good everywhere. Walk into a McDonald's with a peso in here. I dare your ass. Walk it. Walk your ass. Look, take your ass to the Applebee's with a fistful of pesos and see how they treat you. Man, I wish you would. You better not come in here. What is that? What are those? Man, you better get that Monopoly money out of here. People build, invest, and own. When we figure out that the purpose of this money is for it to go to work, help us to build, to invest, and to own, building a foundation, investing in our future, and owning our legacy, we start to change our behaviors. We change our outlook, and we change our outcome. No, there's nothing wrong with having nice things. There's nothing wrong with wanting nice things. There's something wrong with not understanding that the way we're acquiring these nice things is destroying our legacy and our future. Put it to work. I've been sharing this recently. I want to share it again with you right now. If you have an investment that just brings you back $300 a year, if you work and you make $30 an hour, that's roughly about $60,000 a year pre-tax. If you work a job that pays you $30 an hour, every 10 hours is going to be $300, right? Every 8 hours is going to be $240. If you have an investment that pays you $240 a year, not a month, it doesn't have to give you back $240 a month. If it just gives you back $240 a year, you get one more paid day off. You get one more day to spend with your family versus spending on your job. Where you say, hey, I'm requesting time off. Nope, I don't need you to pay me. I'm not taking paid time off. I'm just taking time off because my investments are making enough money to cover me for this day. If that investment grows to the point that it's now making you $480 in a year, not in a month, not in a quarter, in a whole year, your investment brings you back $840. That's 2 days off work. That's 2 days off work. What does this mean? It means if you put your money to work for you, as someone said earlier, you're starting to get your freedom and your life back. You're starting to get back the things that you say matter to you most. If money can't buy you happiness, then let money provide you with the time to do the things that make you happy. You keep trying to buy happy. Try to buy it in your televisions. Buy it with your clothes. Buy it with your Netflix subscriptions. Buy it with the movies you go to. Buy it with eating out. Buy it with giving out trinkets and dolls and toys. They have us bought in so hard to the holiday season that they're like, buy your kids gifts. Get them everything. This is the season of giving. Does anyone in this live know why major companies make their fiscal year, their monetary year, November, December, and January? Can anybody share with me why companies, when it goes to their accounting, why they make November, December, and January the beginning of their year versus the end of their year? Why do they do it? Can anybody tell me? Can we think about it? And somebody share with me why these companies do it. Why do they take these last 3 months of the year and they say, look, instead of this going onto our business balance sheet as the end of year activity, we're going to put it at the beginning of our year? Why do they do it? Can anybody tell me? Does anybody know why these large companies and corporations treat the last 2 months of every year and the first month of the next year like the beginning of their year? Black said, because we emotionally spend. Correct. And what does that do for those businesses? What does that do for those businesses? Y'all know about emotionally spending. Any of y'all that ever been to a Southern Baptist church, good Black Christian church service? Dun, 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 dun. Come on, y'all know about emotional spending. Come on now. We're gonna pass this offering plate back around. Dude, I done went in both my pockets. Oh man, no, it's Thanksgiving. You gotta travel to see the family on Thanksgiving. Why? You know I don't talk to these people most of the year. You know I be avoiding their calls. Now all of a sudden, I gotta get the whole family together and go. I won't be over there. Like, we won't get along like that. Why am I spending my money? Why everybody gotta travel for Thanksgiving? Oh, it's the traveling season. Ooh, cost of gas going up. Ooh, man, it's Black Friday. Y'all know what I saw this year? I saw Christmas decorations out with Halloween decorations in September. We didn't even hit October yet. It's in September. And I saw Christmas decorations out with Halloween decorations. What is going on? They like, look, man, start spending now. Spend that money. Why? Because they understand as long as we're consuming, as long as we're letting our money go back into their pockets, that currency is building, investing, and owning in their lives, in their legacies, instead of in ours. We have to build, invest, and own. We have to understand that the purpose of money is to make more money. Money wants to go out and grow. Money wants to be seated. It wants to go to work. It's like I can't do anything for you here. I can't do anything for you in your wallet. I can't do anything for you in your bank account. Put me to work. Invest me in something. And see, so everyone believes that what they have to do is start a business. The topic today is the understanding the purpose of money. What the true purpose of money is. Money can't buy you happiness, right? Money can't Money can't make your people happy with you, can't buy you peace, right? Money could buy you peace. We would have been had peace. We $325 trillion in debt. Money definitely can't buy you peace. So what does it do? The creation of currency is for the purposes of building, investing, and owning, not spending. You can barter your way. What's that thing they got out in Cali? What do they call a swap meet? Money is a tool used to help businesses. It's a tool used to help growth. It's not a tool used to help others. It's only a tool used to help others if you're not using the tool. And here's what I want to say to you. What's that name? What is that, Trenton? All right, Trenton. Yeah, I don't know if you're still there. You still there, Trenton? Because I'd like to share with you something. If you're working on a house and so is your neighbor, and somebody brings you over a bucket of nails, and your neighbor says, hey, I'll cut your grass for your nails. And you say, okay. And then you let them cut your grass and you give them your nails. They're still building their house. You can't because you ran out of nails. Man, I gotta go to work and get some more nails. So you go out, you go to work, you get some more nails. They bring you another bucket. Your neighbor say, hey, look, I'll cut that tree down in your front yard for you if you give me those nails. You said, sure, man, I've been wanting to get rid of this tree anyway. Give him your nails. You're still not building your house. He is. You're going to work, you're getting nails, and you're spending them on your neighbor who's doing things that you don't want to do. Now your neighbor got a whole house. You going to work, and they say, we ain't giving out as many nails as we were giving before. They're smaller nails. They don't work the same. Your neighbor got a whole house. You can't get your house finished. What does this mean? It means that this tool that works for others works for them because we're giving it away. You go out and you work for your money, and they say, hey, Trenton, I give you a sandwich for your nails. You can have it, man. There you go, take these nails. I mean, I probably wasn't gonna do nothing with them anyway. You go out, you work, you get your nails. Hey, Trenton, I give you these kicks for your nails. I give you these shoes. I give you this jacket. I give you this hat. I give you these tickets. I give you a chance to watch this television show. I give you this radio. I give you this phone. And we're giving away our nails, and they're using it to build, invest, and own. And we're exchanging our time for buckets of nails that we're throwing away, and we're not building on our legacy. Money is not a tool for other people to use. Money is simply a tool. It doesn't care whose pocket it's in. It doesn't care what your race is. It doesn't care about your nationality. You put it to work, it will do what it's supposed to do. Thank you very much. Put money to work. Make money serve its purpose. The purpose of money is to make more money, to go out and multiply. We're holding on to it or we're wasting it. When we look at how our entire life can pan out, how our entire view and expectations and behaviors can work, we have to keep in mind and take into consideration that what we're trying to do, we can do without money. And then money can just provide the rest of it for us. Are you understanding what I'm saying to you? You can be happy without money. You can smile and laugh and enjoy your family without money. You can breathe without money. You can run, jump, talk, and swim with no money. But when you put your money to work for you, you get to run and jump in the Mediterranean. You get to swim in South Beach. You get to vacation and spend time and love your family in Acapulco and New Zealand and Australia. You get to experience the Adirondacks. You get to go do things because your money that you've invested has come back to you in a way to say that you matter and I'm working for you. The purpose of money is make more money. You're saying the exact same thing, Trenton. How can your money help people who need help? Make it multiply. You can feed somebody with $1.65, or you could put that $1.65 to work and feed 20 people. Right? See, it's not contradictory. And what a lot of people like to do, what a lot of churches like to do, what a lot of organizations like to do is they try to tell you that the only way to help somebody is to give them your money so they can go help them. Oh, the more money we raise, the more work we can do. I can do the work. How many people are y'all feeding a week? Go take a look at some of these organizations that you put your money into and see what they make people go through to get the money. Do you know that the requirements for a nonprofit is that they only need to spend 20% of the donations on the actual cause? That includes the transportation, the facilitation, and the implementation of the project. It's not the actual thing. They only need to spend 20% of what they bring in on the cause. The board members and the employees get paid up to 80% of what you donate. So if you give them $100, only 20 of it is actually going to the cause. Go out there yourself and give them $20. Oh, we're going out and we're feeding the homeless. Really? Is that what you're doing? Can I see who's on your board of directors? Can I see how y'all filed? Can I see how much y'all took in last year and how much actually went into the community? People take in this money and then they hire on people to work for free, and then they pay the board members 80%, and then they take 20% and actually put it towards the thing that they're trying to do. They took it $180,000 and they say, we put $20,000 into the community. Ooh, that's good, man. Your donations directly impacted hundreds of families. Man, that's awesome. It is. They took in 100,000. Took in 100,000 and they gave out box lunches on Saturdays. Dude, when I'm telling you, the purpose of money is to make more money. Put your money to work, and then you can feed as many helpless people as you want to. You can help as many helpless people as you want to. You want to help somebody? Put your money to work. I'm telling you, the purposes of currency is to grow. It was created to build, invest, and own. Other than that, you can go help people on yourself. You don't need money to help nobody. You want to paint somebody's fence? Go down to your local store, go down to Home Depot. Hey, I'm helping seniors in the community, and we're looking for someone to provide us with the materials to paint this fence. Oh, that sounds great. I'll put you in touch with our market manager. Okay, market manager, we do this in the community. Really? Man, we throw away thousands of gallons of paint. How much do you need? That don't cost you nothing. All you gotta do is have a conversation. What I'm telling you right now is this: doing things for people is completely different than having money go to work for you. And it's when people get confused, it's when we come to this, we accept this standard or this narrative that people feed to us and tell us that we have to be the ones to give up our money to see other people do well. We can do that, but grow your money first. You don't have to go broke to do it. You don't have to do it. You want to be a priest? Be a priest. Not everybody's called to be a priest. Not everybody is called to lay down everything and to go into the ministry. Jesus had 12 disciples, not 12,000, not 12 million. You can be a follower of Christ. There's not anything about being a follower of Christ or being a Christian that says you got to be poor. I just want to make sure that we have an understanding here. I am in no means telling anybody to not be considerate of anyone else. I'm in no way trying to tell you that it is important for you to put yourself above anyone else. I'm not. What I am sharing with you is that the best way to help somebody, especially somebody who is suffering from a lack of money, is to put your money to work. What you need, a house? Man, I put my money to work. I can give you one. I make you one. I can build you one. I can talk to enough people. I get enough people talking. I can just get the materials to make it for free. This is what I'm trying to say to you. There's a misperception that building wealth is in some way contrary to being a good person. We have been taught that making money, growing wealth, and focusing on establishing a legacy is a bad thing. And that keeps us starting over from the same place. Every generation of your family. Oh, well, my son needs to learn what I learned. My son needs to go through what I went through. My son needs to experience what I experienced. You do understand that every human on this planet is a descendant of someone who was once a slave. Every one of us, trace your lineage back far enough, somebody in your family was a slave to somebody else. So what if they kept telling you that before you can do anything in your life, you got to know what your great-great-great-great-great-great-grandpa went through, and you need to be a slave for 2 months. You need to be a slave for 3 years. So you can appreciate what it feels like to not be a slave. We can't keep starting from the same place. And this happens because we've been taught and we've been sold a bill of goods that says, in order for us to have character, in order for us to understand hard work, in order for us to be able to know how life is supposed to be lived and to make us good people, we need to hate money. Don't focus on building your wealth. Just focus on being a good person. No, you can be a good person and build wealth. Oh, he's different. He didn't start rich. Get out of here. Shut up. That's nonsense. We have to stop being tricked. We have to start thinking for ourselves. And I'm telling you, the key to it is understanding that the purpose of money is to make more money. It is time for you to put your money to work for you people. If you are hearing this morning, that means you've gotten to a point and you're seeing me and you can hear my voice. And I'm sharing with you right now that we have got to stop believing that the purpose of money is to buy things and pay bills. The purpose of money is to build, invest, and own. Start building your legacy. Stop rolling your money back into the pockets of the people who are charging you for air. You want to know the process? You learn it here. Become a member of the membership tier. Start to participate in the lessons and the growth of learning how to build, invest, and own. Starts with discipline. Everything starts with discipline. Discipline has 4 pillars. They're very simple. Repetition, patience, consistency, and perseverance. You apply them to any area of your life, and as you work towards mastery, you're guaranteed to see success. Christ doesn't make you a good person. Your adherence to the principles of Christianity, your adherence to the principles of being a good human makes you a good person. Don't believe just because you do good things that you're a good person. The same way, don't believe just because you got a positive attitude that you're a positive person. Just because you have a positive attitude about something doesn't mean you're a positive person. That positive attitude is temporary. I want to say thank you for everyone who's been here this morning. I want to appreciate you for stopping in. I want to call you today. I want to challenge you. Take action today. Look at your life. Look at your money. Look where you're putting it. Change. Stop giving your money back. Put your money to work. Let your money build. Let your money grow. Build, invest, and own. Start working today towards building the legacy that will stand for years to come for your family. My name's Oloropo Bird, guys. It's been a pleasure talking to you this morning. Please like, subscribe, and share. And until our next time, catch you guys out there. God bless.